We do every Friday evening. We're going to look ahead to the weekend matchup for the Buffalo Bills. They're coming off back-to-back wins and a big division win in New England last Sunday. So that win put them on top of the AFC East, where they can remain with 2 wins in their remaining 2 games. And it all starts this Sunday afternoon at Highmark Stadium in Orchard Park. That's when Matt Ryan and the Atlanta Falcons come to town. The Falcons come in with a record of 7-8. They're underdogs here, but the Bills will need to make sure they take care of business if they want to play a home game in the playoffs. Joining us live now is Bills insider Vic Carucci, who you can also catch on Sirius XM Radio and Sports Talk Live every Monday night right here on Channel 2. Vic, thanks for being with us.
Yep, always great to be here.
So let's start by talking about the matchup this Sunday afternoon. I feel like this is a hope for the best, prepare for the worst attitude, but the Bills, it seems, could be ripe for a letdown after that big emotional win against the Patriots. They're also heavily favored against the Falcons. So is that something to be concerned about, you think?
On the face, yes, because they did beat this hated rival in the Patriots and played arguably one of their best games in a long, long time in doing so. So is that create too much of a high to come off of? Possibly, but I don't expect that, and largely because I credit Sean McDermott for getting that team ready to play as well as they did against the Patriots after that bitterly disappointing Monday night loss. And I think he has them dialed in, knowing what's ahead, knowing that the division championship is theirs for the taking by just winning these next 2 games. But there have been times when this team has taken some things for granted, assumed they were going to win by just showing up. And I don't believe that's a problem for them right now. I do think that they've got the locked in mentality that if we play up to our level, we can win this.
Cole Beasley is coming off the COVID list, but Isaiah McKenzie had such a big performance against New England in Beasley's place last Sunday. What does that mean for him now?
Yeah, so I mean, it was a revelation that Isaiah McKenzie did what he did. We'd not seen this from him before, and I think there's a real belief on my part that the coaching staff, especially Brian Daboll, the offensive coordinator, knowing how well Isaiah fit into that Beasley role, and even better because of his explosiveness, his speed, his athleticism. Beasley's a really good player, but Isaiah took it to another level and took advantage of what you usually get when you're that third type receiver, which is the third or fourth best cornerback of the other team, defensive back of the other team. And the Bills exploited that beautifully against the Patriots. I would think they're going to look for those opportunities also against the Falcons. You know, Beasley would play as well, but I am not expecting us to see a whole lot less of Isaiah McKenzie.
One of the things that's been said this season about the Bills is the idea of them lacking consistency, being kind of up and down. After these back-to-back wins now, do you think they're in any sort of groove heading into these final 2 games of the regular season? Have they kind of gotten that kick in the pants that they needed?
It feels that way, Kate. It really does, that they understand, again, what they're supposed to be doing, and it's not a case of assuming it'll happen just because, but go out there and actually play and live up to what you are expected to do. And I think the kick in the pants was necessary, and I think it's come at a good time. And I think they're getting themselves not only in a good place mentally, but physically, getting healthier. Guys coming back from the COVID list, all at the right time.
Finally, Vic, we wanted to make some time for this tonight. The NFL world lost a legend this week since we last spoke. John Madden, of course, such a force. If you can distill it down for us, what do you believe his impact and legacy on the NFL is going to be?
Yeah, I think he was so unusual in the sense that his impact has come at multiple levels. No one has had that kind of career, coach, the guy who goes into broadcasting and really revolutionizes a lot of that. And then, of course, the Madden game thing. And I think all of those elements have appealed to so many different generations. I've had the pleasure of getting to know John through the years, and our encounters were exactly the guy you saw. And I think the beauty of what he's done, especially in broadcast, where he transformed what was done there, is coming across as the regular guy, as your neighbor or your uncle. So very relatable. And I think that's the appeal and the charm to go along with great knowledge and the fun that he brought to it. And it's genuine. And he's a genuine guy. The times I was around him, always pleased, and I introduced him to friends who wanted to meet him, who were, say, out of the media or out of the football business, and they came away just as charmed as everyone else.
Really just one of those people that you would call, one of a kind. We appreciate your perspective on him tonight, and we appreciate you being here. As always, we've been chatting with our pal Vic Carucci. Vic, Happy New Year. Thanks again.
Yeah, same to you, Kate.
And we want to thank you for spending part of your New Year's Eve with us. Here's the text line number once again, 716-849-2220. The best place for you to send your comments and your questions in the new year.